Show21future. And yes, I know that you waited for this next show. And the show today is really something very special. We are speaking about the challenges and the solutions and, of course, the mega trends of education and especially TVET education for the future. So TVET and VET education is our goal, and we are speaking about this. I have as a guest expert here Giovanni Crisona, the president of the Skillman network in the world, the network of the networks for the future. So Giovanni, please give us a short introduction into this field of challenges and solutions.
Thank you very much, Urs, for inviting me again to your show. It's a fantastic occasion for us to promote what we think, our ideas, and what we wish, of course. And in this occasion, I think we can go through our ideas on challenging and solutions. It's very important for me to reflect on this. It's not only an exercise to present, but it's even an exercise to understand better what we have in front. And here I brought you my reflection on what are the challenges, what are the mega trends that influence our lives and make necessary a different education. In this regard, Urs, I have listed here some point that I think is critical, no? We have, of course, we have the urbanization, we have the climate change, we have the economic power shifting that make this future very uncertain, and demographic changes. We see the migrations and all the problems that we have to face for human rights and for human being. And then we have the technological disruption that is the most close argument to the debates in the Skillman network among the members. And then we have the pandemic, and then now we have also, it's not written here, but we have also a peaceful world that even for us that was known that in some part of the world the peace is not yet reached, but in this moment this is, I think, the key word, the most important argument, the most important challenge we have. And in this regard I would like to say then what is our opinion how to face these challenges, what we can do as educators, as experts in vocational education and training, together with our friends that works for continuous education in the companies, our members from industry, from small, medium enterprises, and so on, what we can do together to face all these points, the list of challenges, the mega trends that afflict our life, and wait for have our answers, you know, what we can do.
Yeah. So I think I like that. So show us some slots through these mega trends and for the future, please.
Oh, of course, yes. One first idea we debate is what are the changes that these mega trends produces, and where these changes have to bring and where we want that bring, because we want to interact with these changes. So it's a shift, and we talk in our debates how to face with skills. So first aspect is that we think I think this is like an acquired point, so something that we agree, no? Is we need the green skills, we need digital skills, we need ethical skills, so we need to put all these in a track. And we need to go for an improving of the human capital. So it's recognized that there is something that has a value, that is a human capital, because the companies ask for skills, ask for skilled workers.
Yeah.
And we see day by day how this skill mismatch, for example, it has become a very critical point because the companies have not the capacity to find the skilled workforce. So we need skills for Industry 5.0 workforce. That's the idea.
I like that Skillman is already speaking about this, because over years and centuries we worked for Industry 4.0.
Yeah.
We understood that these disruptions are going in this direction of the digitalization and digitization in the world now, and that we have robots and developments of the industry, and it's everything is on the way now. And therefore, you're looking already ahead, and you're looking in the direction of that what is needed for the world, and you are speaking about the Industry 5.0. So please.
Yes, this is a definition that, in effect, we have taken from our friend, one of our members, Marta Portales of Barcelona Mobile Capital. They have this interesting research project, I4MS, where they have defined what is Industry 5.0, what is not, and what it is. And of course, it's something that is not another revolution in terms of technological solutions, but it's something that puts the technologies at the service of the humanity. No, it's something different. It's something that put at the center the human capital. It's exactly as I was telling 1 minute before, the idea that we need to look at our skills as human capital. So yeah, it's a new form of capital.
I like that because this Industry 4.0 is this way. And now we see the world, everything is on this way, and now it needs this way as well, the humanity.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
We need to, in a way, to combine all the things together. So it's a human-centric approach, the Industry 5.0 concept that we are supporting, of course. So we need green skills, digital skills, ethical skills, even other skills, like we know, and these skills compose together the human capital. So it's a real capital, and there are shares. The shares are the skills. And in this regard, we look to something that is focused, is human centricity, is focused to human being. And if we think to the challenges and to the new way to consider the capital, this approach, we need a re-engineering for change, the TVET, because TVET has not anymore to answer to requests from industry, but has to answer to this request, to have a human capital, renewed human capital, and to create the conditions as the individuals will own their own shares, the human capital shares, the skills.
Yeah.
So how we can create this? And this introduces the need to make a value of this human capital. So the human capital that we dispose now, we have now, is not enough. This is the skill mismatch. So we need skills. Company says, oh, we don't find workers. Yes, because the capital value is low. We need to increase it. And which is the way? One, of course, is recognizing the existing values where they are. And this introduces another chapter I will go on later on. And then also to boost the skills with proper activities, that is the training. Anyway, we need to pass from an intellectual knowledge to a practical knowledge. And we need to give to individuals the skills credentials. So we need to recognize what they have in their own pockets. In other terms, we need to give a sense to learning, why you are in a learning pathway, because you are getting your shares, you are getting your capital, you are getting your value, you are growing up, and you will be ready for the future market, not the current one, because we need to put you in a market that is looking to the future. All this is hosted, is supported in a basement that bring the ethical impact. We cannot do it if we don't give an ethical impact to what we do, because otherwise it will be a mess. It's not a religious concept. This means that we refer to the goals, the Sustainable Development Goals of the United Nations. So we have a mission to make right things, and we have already an agreement on these right things. We have these 17 points that we follow to make an education that has a real sense for the future and not just to answer to commercial, to business needs. In other terms, Urs, I would like to continue. I don't know if you want to comment it, but in other terms, I think there is a shift in the role of the education of the TVET. So because what was provided in the past by families or by religions or by any situation that was effective in influencing the human life for values, now is shifting to TVET, because the concept of lifelong learning, that means that you stay in a learning situation along your life, means that you spend many hours of your life in a learning situation that is not anymore the initial education. Before, the initial education was the most important of your life, most important education experience of your life. But now, it is not anymore. If you stop to learn, you die. Mm-hmm. You are not able to stay in this continuous changing world if you stop to educate yourself, to learn. Means that you are fully immersed in an education pathway along your life that asks you to be proactive in terms of learning and to stay in your dimension. To stay means you have to learn something in your dimension. And which is your dimension? Is the work dimension, because you work. Everybody has to work, and means that the lifelong learning concept is passing through the work place, to the working place, to the working situation. This means that what was provided before by the family and by the education is going to the TVET environment, because you are in a TVET pathway along your life, or for the majority of the time, for the biggest part of your life time. Means also that in this regard you become more prepared for the labor market, because you have a continuous learning that allow you to have your place in the labor market. But passing to this, having ethical skills that are changing, continuously updating the skills during this lifelong learning process, you are better equipped for your life, for the society. So you have opportunity to get new qualifications in this. These qualifications are not good only for the labor market. They are good also, in my opinion, of course, and what we debate in the Skillman network, for society. So you are a better citizen. We are not alone to say this, because even our European Commissioner Nicola Schmid, in a sense, is giving the same view, because he said that TVET responds to the needs not only of the economy and the business, but also provides skills important for personal development and active citizenship. So, Urs, we are in the same track. I think that these values of the European Commission perfectly represent our values to have a TVET that plays a role not only for business but even for life.
Yeah, I think the record is really a record, and going very fast into the future, and we can't stop it anymore. So we has to go this tempo to the future. Nicolas Schmidt said that totally right. That what is at the moment being observed around the world, and you can as well show us some publications who are going in the same direction.
Oh yes, of course. But before to come to the publishings, I think it's also important to focus on our idea on how we can deliver this capital to the individuals. It's the other part that I was introducing you before, related to the capacity of the system to recognize the values that compose the human capital, no? The values that the individual brings with themselves. They have to create new values, and we have to recognize the existing and the new values created. So we have to design learning pathway to help people to get the skills for the future. We have to put the learners in the center. We have to make the learners, the part more conscious, because they are contributing with the design of the learning pathways to their own future, because we will not be there when they will arrive to this point. And we need to set a system that allow them to be recognized for what they have, for their own capital, the shares that they have in the pocket. So we need to provide credentials for the future, moving and helping the learners, the individuals, to acquire their own skills, not only in declared terms, but with concrete evidences. That means the creation of individual learning accounts. So it's like to have a bank account where you have money. Here, your money are the skills. So we need to provide them with these skills and with the recognition of the skills. So the skills and the certificates, they can say, yes, I have these skills.
Yes. So I like that. I know that you could go ahead, but we have a limited time here at the Show21future, and I think we have presented in which direction we want to go, and how Skillman is finding solutions to the challenges. Many thanks, Giovanni. Thank you very much.
Thank you to you, Urs.